Warning, attempt plumbing at your own risk. Remember, safety first. Also, this video is meant to be educational, but may not apply to your specific plumbing situation. Know when to call in the pros. Okay guys, here we got an issue with my girlfriend's toilet. She said it's been acting up. She called me while I was at work. I got a Gerber Avalanche here, and she said it was making some noises. So she turned it off, and I'm going to turn it back on down here at the supply. Turn it back on. Let's see what the hell she's talking about. What the heck she's talking about. Okay, so yeah, she's talking about something. It's making, I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's making some sound, and it's like a water running sound. Like an air sound, water running, hissing. And that, when you hear that, come from this, what is called the filling valve. This is the filling valve. This is your most standard filling valve out there. This is a Fluid Master style filling valve. There are many different varieties of Fluid Master filling valve. This is just one, but they're all very similar. It might have a red cap, a blue cap, a white cap. They all are very similar, okay? When you hear it with this hissing noise, a lot of times you're just gonna have to change the filling valve out. I'm gonna try not to do that. So I'm gonna turn it back off. And I'm going to take this little float lever, this arm here, and I'm going to lift it up, and then I'm going to twist the cap while I'm holding the gray part, the shaft of the filling valve. I'm going to hold that because we don't want it moving around. We don't want to start a leak anywhere. We want to keep it steady while I lift this arm and turn the cap counterclockwise. It will loosen and come off. And then we can see the inside, the seal of the filling valve. If you see here, I'm going to pull that off, check it, see how there's some debris, there's some dirt, you know, it's got some debris in it, and I'm going to just toss it out because I have a new one. And I'd say, you know, maybe half the time this works. And I'm also going to check in there to see if I see anything in there or if I see any cracks in there. Sometimes you can see a crack on that white part, and that means you're definitely going to have to change the filling valve. This looks pretty good. It looks pretty clean. So I think that seal just you know, dried out, and it was kind of crusty. This is another tip that I like to give. Put your hand over the filling valve and go to your supply and turn it on just slightly to flush any dirt or debris out. You see, we want to see a nice flow out of there, and it'll rinse any dirt or debris or rust out. You just kind of do that and then shut it back off. I'm going to take my new seal. This is a Fluid Master 242 seal. Stick it back in. This side goes up. The little nipple there goes into this little metal pin there. You push it on there. It slides onto that little pin. You push it up in there. And then you're going to put it back down the opposite of we took it off. So it goes back down in the cap. You lift that arm on the right, and then it locks on clockwise, quarter turn clockwise. And you want to make sure, guys, that that arm isn't touching the flapper, the trip lever, the handle lever. You don't want that, you know, rubbing anywhere near that. You want it to be free, moving free. So let's give it a shot. Let's turn it back on the water. And guess what? I don't hear anything, so that's good. Okay. Now let's just check the levels and everything. Gonna flush it, make sure it's filling up good. Hear it, it's filling up good. Take the hose. You want to check the hose, make sure it's filling nice. This hose, depending on what toilet you have, on a Gerber toilet, this hose wants to be this refill hose should go in the overflow tube. That's the small tube in there. That hose should be positioned in there on a Gerber Avalanche. Okay, and I got about a half inch of room before the overflow, before the water level goes over. Some toilets will have a line in there that says where they want the water level. On this particular one, there isn't a water line, but I want it about 1/4 to a half inch below the overflow. This is also a good time, guys, to check your tank lever. Make sure that's all together. Make sure your flapper chain's good, isn't bound up. You want a little slack, about a half inch slack. Let's give it another flush. Okay, good. All right, that was good. You know, pick the flapper up, check the seal, make sure there aren't any bumps on that. Make sure the seal seems nice and smooth. Check the flush valve. Looks pretty good. So, I think my girlfriend's gonna be pretty happy her toilet's back and going.
I am very happy. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey guys, Andrew here. I forgot to tell you, anytime you turn off one of these supply valves to a toilet, kitchen, faucet, anything, a plumbing valve, you always want to make sure that it's not leaking when you go back to turn it on, or you just make sure you double check it. I forgot to say that. And if it does leak from that supply valve, because they've been turned off for a while, it's not uncommon that they start leaking from the handles. I'll make a video on how to fix that, okay? That'll be next time.